I don't know which one, but I must catch one. Flavor, 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 flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla. Structure side, hey girl, come bubble on the pot now, bubble on the pot now, hey. Just wine on the pot now, bubble on the pot now. You got me saying, oh, oh, oh. Is there anything good, girls, in the party tonight? French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. I like your lips, your waist, when you wetting up the place I want to lick. Your thighs and I never tell no lie. I like your flavor, 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 flavor. Ah, French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. West Indian girl, Latina girl, my African girl, my Asian girl, American girl. Yeah.
Greetings, 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 and salutations, one and all.
Flavor, 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 flavor.
And welcome to all the flavors out there.
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French
Big ups to each and everyone locked in right now. It's a night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Healthy Love Night.
girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla.
I want to say hello to everyone locked in on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew on TuneIn Radio. Big ups to those who are on.
You got me saying, oh, oh, oh.
Big ups to those who are on NIE Radio
In the party tonight.
out of New Jersey.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor.
Much love the motivator.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl.
Yeah, I've been having some good weather up that side.
Flavor, French vanilla, French vanilla, French.
Big ups to the massive out of New York.
Like your lips, your waist, when you
Hanging out on Island Worldwide, exhibiting the power of music.
thighs and a
China Nicole, Gary,
flavor,
and the rest of the Jump Out production crew. Much love to you.
flavor, flavor. Ah, French vanilla,
Yeah, we know you got all the flavor up there.
vanilla, flavor, flavor.
Big ups to the Long Island Massive.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl,
Locked in with DJ Atomic Force and the crew.
flavor, 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 flavor.
Much love to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com.
French vanilla, flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla,
Big ups to you, Mr. Lindsay.
flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want your girl, I love your flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla. Instruction sign, hey girl, come bubble on the pot now, bubble on the pot now, hey. Just wine on the pot now, bubble on the pot now. You got me saying, oh, oh, oh.
Want to say much love to those on Facebook Live.
Good girls in the party tonight. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla.
Those on YouTube Live.
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla, flavor, flavor. Girl, I need your girl, I want
Big ups to the massive on Clubhouse.
flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla. I like your lips, your
And of course, those right here at the home of Night Shift, the DJ Kevin Stew.
want to lick, your thighs and I never tell no lie. I like
Yeah, this is the place where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
flavor, 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 flavor. Ah, French vanilla, French
Want to say thank you to my segment sponsors,
flavor,
Pulsey Media Group, and Being in the Moment is priceless. Go ahead and give them a call.
flavor, flavor, flavor.
They'll take your videos, your photos, your streaming, your ads, and much, much more.
Vanilla,
Everything you see here on kevinstew.com.
flavor, flavor. French vanilla, French vanilla, French
Yeah, man, they can't even host your website. They host mine. And that video that you're watching live, yeah, it is live. They provide that kind of a service. So you wanna stream a wedding, a party, a graduation, a church service, a funeral, a seminar, give them a call. They can hook you up with the service. 754-999-1140 is the number to use. That's 754-999-1140. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade and South Palm Beach counties. She's a U.S. Army vet, and she comes to you bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. So call her up today, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Set up your appointment today. As an added bonus, she's also a personal trainer, so if you're in need of that service, hey, she's a person to talk to. I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global act as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more. Give them a call, 954-804-8199. Or check them out at reggaeglobal.com.
Is there anything good, girls, in the party tonight? French vanilla.
Tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
French vanilla.
And you're in need of their services. Thank you to McNeil Trucking. McNeil Trucking is a veteran-owned, licensed and insured mover in the state of Florida. So if you want to move from the Keys to Jacksonville, from Naples to Palm Beach, from Pompano Beach to Pensacola, and any point in between, you want to put some things in storage. You don't have the manpower, you don't have the transportation. Don't worry, you have the name, you have the number. McNeil Trucking, 954-406-9740. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. The sound of Motto in the background to kicking things off tonight. It's called Flavor. I'm inviting y'all to come bubble in the pot, the stew pot.
You got me saying, oh, oh, oh.
Remember,
Is there anything good, girls, in the pot?
this is where you go to be interactive. Yeah, the stew pot. Where? What? Yeah, just go to kevinstew.com. It's what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy, yeah, we have the stew pot. The phone line is also open. You can be interactive by that method. 773-789-STEW is the number to use. 773-789-7839. You see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen? Yeah, man. 773-789-7839. Use it up, don't be shy, call me. Those of you on Clubhouse, those of you on Facebook Live, remember it's only a segment broadcast, so don't get too comfortable. Use up the link, come on over to kevinstew.com. Rupert, much love to you, bro. Or things there in JA, the land we love. Hey, Julie. Big ups to the host of the Truly Julie Experience. Great job Friday night. Julie hosted a nice little one-on-one live with longtime actor out of Jamaica, Mr. Paul Campbell, known for his role in films like Dancehall Queen, The Lunatic, Shatters. More recently, The Heart of Summer. But he's also a fine artist, and some of his pieces are currently on exhibit at Island Space in Broad. If you go over to the Broad Mall, you'll find the Caribbean's very first museum in the United States, really. I almost said in Florida, but in the United States. You can check out Julie on a Truly Julie Experience every Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern on Flex FM. At Flex with 2 X's.fm. So of course, she's live on Facebook Live too. Find the Flex FM page, like it, follow them.
My African girls, my Asian girls,
Hey Marva.
American girls, yeah, my European girls.
I want to say big ups to the resident nurse, Marva Riley.
French vanilla, flavor, French vanilla, French vanilla.
Creator of the Facebook group The Doctor and You. That's a group that you definitely need to be a part of.
French vanilla, French vanilla, French vanilla.
So it's nice and healthy, love.
West Indian girls,
We're talking about food.
my African girls, my Asian girls,
Yeah, what flavor food you like?
my European girls.
You like the spicy food, you like the bland food. You like the greasy food, you like the dry food, you like the veggie food. What kind of food you like? And do you know if it's more along the lines of whole food or processed food? One thing I didn't realize is that right now, you go shopping, there is a very high probability that the majority of the food you're taking home is going to be ultra processed. Believe it or not. According to foodtank.com, recent research from Northeastern University's Network Science Institute indicates that 73% of the United States food supply is ultra processed. 73%. Just shy of 3/4 of the food that you get in the United States, ultra processed. So, Pat, we know you like to cook, just like how you made some beef ribs with white rice and mixed veg for dinner today. Well, I guess for the most part, since you cooked that meal, that is more on the whole side. Not to say that it's the most healthy meal, but it would definitely be delicious because you made it. But really and truly, you go down the aisles of your favorite store, grocery store, a lot of the things you're getting will be ultra processed. Based on these findings, the research team built a database of 50,000 foods that helps consumers identify ultra-processed products and find healthier alternatives. Building off research published in Nature Food, the researchers worked to predict the degree of food processing outlined in a paper currently under review. A second paper, also under review, explores the prevalence of processed food. Using their findings, the researchers constructed a database containing over 50,000 food items across Walmart, Target, and Whole Foods markets. The database indicates that 73% of the US food supply is ultra-processed and suggests that ultra-processed foods are 52% cheaper than less processed alternatives on average. So, That leads us to the multi-million dollar question. Can we afford the food that is less processed? If it's 52% cheaper, the ultra processed food, and this is what we've been consuming all along and didn't know that this is what we were consuming, does it make a difference? And why is this ultra processed food cheaper than whole food? Because more than likely you have to go through a lot more work to get it to the stage that it is at. So if it goes through more work, shouldn't it cost more? Things that make you go, Now, those of you that listen to this broadcast and have been listening to this broadcast for a while, you know that I have my position on that. Comments here on Facebook Live. My family and I don't eat meat right now. White rice. I just go the healthy style. I like that. Keep going the healthy style, because that's the best way to go, Rupert. As best as you can, get those grown provisions and let that be your source of the majority of your nutrients. We have a call from someone that I hold in very high esteem, author of Eat, Sleep, Meditate, and Share Simple, Healthy, Easy, Inexpensive Recipes. Nurse Marva Riley. Welcome to the broadcast, Marva.
Thank you so much, Kevin. Thanks for taking my call.
Anytime, every time. What do you mean? This is you calling. I know it's past your bedtime, so I'll just stop talking and give you the space that you need. Let's go.
Okay, yeah, because I'm actually in my bed. I'm going to go to sleep soon.
See, I know you.
Well, I had to call when I saw your post on social media. I felt I needed to call. Are you getting an echo from me?
No.
Okay, all right. The thing is that I was recently listening to a group of African American physicians. Actually, one of them is Jamaican. I don't even remember their names off the top of my head, but I've shared their YouTube interviews in the group. But what I learned is that the government, the agricultural department of the U.S. government subsidizes these ultra processed unhealthy foods. They subsidize these foods. They pay these food manufacturers, the manufacturers of these unhealthy foods. They give them subsidies, and that's why they're able to produce the foods so cheaply and sell it so cheaply. And because it is so cheap, then many people who are low on budget end up buying the cheaper food. If they would subsidize blueberries and apples and oranges and kale and and broccoli and things like that, then it is quite likely that people would choose to eat these healthier foods, or at least include some of them in your diet. But if you go to the supermarket and a pint of blueberries is $6.99, okay? And you can get a whole pizza, large pizza for the same money to feed your family. What are you going to choose if you are low on funds?
Right.
So
I'm definitely going with the pizza.
Exactly, because you don't have the money. I mean, how many people can a pint of blueberries feed? You know what I mean? So there's a movement among physicians and health advocates and stuff like that are trying to push the government to subsidize healthy food so that people with with fixed income or lower income can afford to buy the healthier foods and are not stuck buying the ultra processed, unhealthy, cheaper foods. Because
Right, right.
water, for a bottle of water, for example, could end up being more expensive than a liter of Pepsi Cola or a liter of off-brand soda.
Mm. You
So
know,
it's there. The FDA. I mean, one could say they're in cahoots with the food and the drug industry. Okay, and so we have to, as consumers, we're smart people. We have to start acting like smart people, do our own research, and make smart decisions. And if that means that we eat a smaller quantity of food so that we can afford to buy the better quality of food, then perhaps that's what we need to do. But I also want to say to you that eating healthy is not always more expensive. For
mm.
example, I buy a big old bundle of collard greens. Big. It will last me a long time. And it's very inexpensive. It's going to fill me up. It's very nutritious and it's not very expensive. Cabbage is not very expensive. Carrots are not very expensive. So if you're smart and you shop smart and you look for sale, you can actually buy healthy foods on a budget. But we have to understand that the food system and the drug system work together. Okay, and they're
Mm.
not working together for our benefit and our favor. So we have to be wise
That
and be
part.
smart and do our own due diligence and our own homework. Because it's our body. We're the ones that are going to get fat and unhealthy and get sick and die young from chronic preventable diseases.
But Marva, we, especially here in the United States, we have we have been conditioned to have large quantities, and because the large quantities of the things that are not that good for us are readily available and cheap, that is what we're going to get. You mentioned a bottle of water versus a bottle of soda in the store. And yeah, if you look at them, you're going to go, well, the soda is made with water, so let me go with the soda. And it has
Well,
flavor
mhm. Well,
versus.
that is where we have to educate ourselves, and we have to be educated consumers. We have to be educated consumers. We have to go into that store with our shopping list to say, I'm going to buy a gallon of water. And when we see that liter of Pepsi Cola or whatever soda it is, we pass it because we are educated consumers. Okay, we can't be going into the store like a lamb to the slaughter, and because they have unhealthy foods on the end cap and they say the donut is 99 cents, that we don't bypass that donut and walk over and get some kale. Like today, I was talking to a colleague,
Mhm.
and they were telling me that they and their entire family were diagnosed with some chronic health issues, autoimmune health issues, etc. They went to see a regular physician, a medical doctor,
Mhm.
and told the medical doctor that their plan was to use uh, diet and nutrition to reverse their health issue. And the physician promptly told them that doesn't work. Okay. And the lady said to her, I beg to differ, doctor. I am telling you that that is the route I'm going, and drugs will be my last resort. Now, that's an educated family, a family that has done their research and has decided that my health is my responsibility.
But
They did not go back to that doctor. I'm sorry,
yeah,
real quick. They did not go back to that doctor. They found themselves a physician who believes in you, in trying, at least trying, a lifestyle approach first. So he has encouraged them to eliminate junk foods, because I know them. I know they were junk food eaters. To eliminate junk food, to start exercising, to listen to their body, and to change some things. And she said just by cutting out unhealthy carbohydrates and tweaking his diet, her husband has already lost 32 pounds in 2 months and is already off his diabetic pill. Okay? So we have to be educated consumers. We're not idiots. We're smart people. Okay? And we have to say, listen, we don't trust this health system anymore. So we're going to take our own health in our own hands and do our due diligence and doing the research, because there's tons of information out there. You are constantly talking about health, and so many other advocates and medical doctors and dietitians and nurses and everybody are talking about health and wellness, taking care of your health. So the information is out there. Folks just has to find it and say, listen, it's my health and I'm going to do what's best for me.
Yes. You know, I was going to ask you about this family's regular lifestyle diet, and you quickly addressed that. But in 2 months...
Yeah, they were the pizza eaters. They were the donut eaters. They were the
soda drinkers.
The soda drinkers, yes. And I know them. Every single one of them were overweight. Okay, because they're young people, and the man was already on blood pressure pill, which if you're overweight, it's just a matter of time that diabetes and heart disease and kidney disease and liver, fatty liver and those things are gonna knock on your door.
Right.
Okay? And the beautiful thing is that these people took things, and I mean they didn't do it rapidly, because I know them and I know they've been struggling with some issues for after a while. But sometimes it takes the worsening of certain situations that's gonna force us to take charge of our health. But some people, rather than doing that, they put their health in the hands of the health department, the doctors and the hospitals and the pharmacies and the drugs and things like that. And they let these entities decide what their course of action is, rather than doing their own due diligence and decide that, you know what, I'm going to try XYZ before I try drugs, because drugs come with a litany of negative side effects. The side effects that destroy your kidney, destroy your liver, destroy your heart, destroy your systems. And they prescribe other drugs to counteract the side effects of the drug that they gave you. Before you know it, you're on 6, 7, 8, 9 different pills.
Right. How interesting it is that you started off saying the Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, the government, through the FDA, subsidizes these companies that manufacture these ultra-processed foods.
Yeah.
And I've been saying it over and over again. Follow the money trail. Because, yes, it is cheaper. So you'll end up buying more in quantity. And so the more you buy, the more money they get, because it's cheaper. And that explains how it is that ultra-processed foods, something that takes a lot more to prepare, is cheaper than something that is closer to its wholesome state.
Yeah, because if the government is subsidizing, the government is, for want of a better word, paying these people to make the unhealthy foods, but the farmers that are growing the blueberries and the apples and stuff, they're struggling, because the farmers is there was a time in the United States where the stuff that we ate were grown
Seasonally.
by family farmers.
Yes.
The family farmers that own 10 acres or so of land, and they're the ones that grow your pecans and your apples and stuff like that. Well, many of these family farmers, they were duped into buying heavy duty, expensive equipment to expand their business. And in
Yes.
order to buy these heavy duty equipment, they had to take out loans. And in
Mm-hmm.
order to take out loans, and when they took out loans and they couldn't pay their loans, they
They
took
end up
their
losing their
farms away.
farms.
Okay, so what happened is that the food industry is owned by big uh industries, big corporations. That's what I meant to
Yes.
say. Big corporations own and that's why also so much chemical is being used on these products because they're owned by big corporations. They have to make sure that the farms produce. So the little farmers, they're being put out of business. But even the little farmers that are still around, the government doesn't subsidize. A lot of them just make enough money. A lot of small farmers, they
Mm-hmm.
and moderate farmers, they only make enough money. By the time they pay their workers, they might make $40,000 a year in income.
Yeah.
So even their children are not wanting to continue in that business because there's no money to be
Right.
made.
Right.
So if we would subsidize the farmers that grow the apples and the blueberries and the pecans and things like that, then those foods would be more affordable to us, the consumers, and people would make better food choices.
But you and I know the problem with that though. Because if that happens and people start making better food choices and start consuming healthier food, then there's less need for the drugs.
Absolutely, because we wouldn't be overweight and fat. When you go out on the road and you look, I mean, perhaps 90%, and I'm just based on my observation, maybe 90% of people are either overweight or obese. And I would dare say more than 50% of Americans are obese.
Mm-hmm.
They're massively obese because of what they eat in the quantity of food that they eat. They're just gaining weight, and the more you gain the weight, the higher your risk of heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, kidney disease, liver disease. And then when you get sick with these things and you go to the physician, a lot of physicians are not asking you what you're eating. They're not saying, a lot of them are not saying, listen to me,
Yes.
Kevin, you need to lay off the pizza, you need to start eating more apples and things like that. They give you diabetic pills and cholesterol pills, and then when that can control your diabetes, they add another one. When they
Mm-hmm.
put you on blood pressure pills, and when one isn't controlling, they put you on 2, 3 blood pressure pills. But the underlying cause of the high blood pressure and the high diabetes and the diabetes is not being addressed, which is the overweight, which is due to the bad food that people are eating.
You know, one of the other tricks as it relates to these ultra processed foods is the sugar and salt and how it affects our brain. And these are things that we really don't pay attention to because the sugar is going to keep you hungry. It tells your brain that you're not full. And that's what is in a lot of these ultra processed foods. The
It's in
chemicals that
all
are
of
using.
them. It's in all. If the food is if the so-called food is in a can, packaged, highly likely it has sugar, even though it might not be called sugar on the label.
Bread.
Okay?
Bread. Oh my
Bread.
goodness. I
Oh
remember
my
the days
goodness.
when bread was just wheat, flour, salt,
No, no.
baking soda.
Yeah, and it's by design because it is to get you to keep coming back for more and more and more. I'm gonna give you
Yes.
an example. I like to have a cup of coffee in the mornings. I have a cup of coffee. And I was also addicted to the Jamaican condensed milk for years.
Oh
And then
boy.
a couple of years ago, with a lot of difficulty, I weaned myself off it. And then I started buying the the sugar-free coffee flavored coffee creamer. And I felt so good with myself because it says no sugar in big writing.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I don't remember what I was reading or was researching, and they say, look on the label. It's gonna say no sugar, but when you look on the label, it's gonna say high fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
Even more
Or
dangerous
sucrose.
than, or sucrose or something,
Mm-hmm.
even more dangerous than the white sugar that they
Yeah.
claim is not in.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, Kevin, I looked on the back and my mouth fell because it has high fructose corn syrup, which is linked to autoimmune disorder, inflammatory conditions, and
Mm-hmm.
a ton of other health issues.
Yes.
And I was putting that in my body. So I had to cut that cold turkey. What is my point? No matter how smart we think we are, we have to constantly be on the prowl to learn, to read labels, to question, to empower ourselves, to learn, to read labels, to empower ourselves, because they are there. They're going to trick you with
Yep.
words,
Yep.
and a lot of words that you can never even pronounce. If you can't pronounce it, you should think long and hard about putting it in your
Or,
body. And if you have to put it in your body, minimize the
well,
quantity
at
of the stuff
minimum,
that you put in
at
your body.
minimum, learn what it is, because
Yes,
there are some things that we can't pronounce, but when you check it out, the layman version is like vitamin B3, vitamin B12.
yes, yes,
You know what I mean?
yes,
And but it's about becoming aware of what it is
yes,
that we're consuming, learning to read labels. The other thing
yes.
is, in the United States, we don't have a label mandate.
Oh, yeah?
Consumers,
Oh,
the manufacturers aren't required to put all the ingredients on
not
labels.
all. That's right. Not all. Because
So
there are lots of things that have sugar and
yes,
other sugar names. I learned that a few years ago that not everything has to be on the label. I did not know that. And
yes,
I assumed that whatever I saw on the label was what was in it. And then I found out a few years ago that
no.
the manufacturer is not required to put everything
And
on the
there
label.
was a big debate about it, and it
Hmm.
quickly just faded away. There's
Yeah,
no more talk about it.
because the folks who go up to Congress and lobby, the
Hmm.
lobbyists are very powerful,
Yes.
and they have the big voice and they have the big money, and they're able to, no matter what, they're able to get certain things done or not done. So the bottom line is that we have to educate ourselves. There's no way, I don't truly believe that we can actually um, avoid eating
Ultra processed food.
ultra processed and processed food. But the thing is that it's the amount. My husband always says, the poison is the poison is in the quantity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it depends on the quantity of the poison. That's what's going to decide whether or not it kills you.
Right.
Okay, so am I saying that people should never ever eat donut? That's not necessarily what I'm saying. But you, instead of eating 2, 3, 4 donuts, maybe you could have one or a half. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? Maybe when you go out on the weekend with your friends, you could have a soda or two, but not be drinking sodas every day.
Right.
It's the quantity, and people have to go back to cooking. Their meals
Yes.
at home. My
Yes.
God, I mean, Cook it and put it in containers, put it in the freezer. When you're ready for it, you microwave.
Yeah.
You can do that instead of going to the store and go buy these frozen foods that have been sitting in the refrigerators for 10, 15 years that has no nutritional value. And you go buy it and warm it up. Learn to cook your own. Cook a pot of rice and freeze it. Cook
Yeah.
some meat and freeze it. Cook even some vegetables and freeze it, and it's much better than buying these frozen foods and heat them up with loaded with sugar, loaded with all kind of additives, and loaded with salt.
Here's another big trick. The alternative meats, those packaged meals. The what they call them, the impossible meat that they use on the impossible burgers. Yeah, it is appropriately named impossible because it's impossible to get a healthy meal out of it. All the sauce that is on it, all the
It's
sugar,
better.
all the salt.
Yeah,
Come
cook
on.
your own meat. Cook your own. It's better to cook your own meat and parcel it up and put it in your freezer, and you warm it up when you're ready. And by the way, there are some people that claim to be vegans and plant-based eaters, and what they're doing
Yeah.
is that they're not eating whole foods. They're doing, they're going to these stores and buy these frozen and processed and fake meats
Yeah,
and
but that's
fake
exactly what
this
I'm saying.
and think that they're eating healthy. No, I mean, might as well you eat the pork and whatever
Yes.
it's that's not healthy eating. If you are a plant-based or primarily plant-based eater, or you're primarily vegan, you should be going to the periphery of the supermarket and buy the fruits and the vegetables and the nuts and the grains, and stay away from the cans and canned stuff and the frozen stuff, because the nutrients have been
Have been altered.
significant amount. Yes, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. So the bottom line, Kevin, is that we have to stop relying on people to take care of us. We have to take care of our own self. We have to do our due diligence and try our very best to take care of ourselves. Because I always say, if I get diagnosed with some serious illness and I'm
again,
told that if I'm told that I don't have much long to live, or
again.
something, again, at least I can say that I have done the best that I possibly can to take care of myself. I won't have any guilt about not doing my due diligence to take care of myself. But we've got to educate ourselves. We've got to take care of ourselves, and we can't leave our health up to the healthcare system,
But
because they want us sick.
But you see, here it is. Outside of that story that you told earlier, there's your story. You are a healthcare professional who trusted the system that you worked in. And you were given pretty much a calendar date of a calendar time that you would remain here with us on Earth. And here you are years later, several pounds later, literally living your best life.
Living my best life. I was sick, told that if I didn't have heart transplant, I would probably die, and I was 38 years old at that time. I am 60. I'll be 61 in May. I am in my healthiest state and at the best weight that I have ever been. Probably when I was 19, before I had my first child, I was at this weight and as toned and full of energy at this point. And that's because I decided to take my health in my own hands. Because when I told physicians that I was not going to be taking any drugs, when they were trying to introduce me to drugs for certain conditions, they laughed at me.
Right.
But I had read and I had listened to other people's testimonials when they talked about reversing all these health issues by changing their diet and changing their lifestyle. And I decided to try it, and it sure works. And I
You're
can tell
walking, talking
anybody,
proof.
yes, sir. Whatever health challenges you have, you look at what's going in your mouth,
Yes.
and more than likely that's a source of your health problem.
Years ago, when the person that started Healthy Love with me was still doing it with me, Dr. Janice Stone, my chiropractor, when she said, hey, listen, you know your overall health by your gut health. I was like, what? And to this day, that has not been refuted. I have been doing this broadcast 11 years now.
Yeah.
To this day, that has not been refuted.
Yeah. Your gut health.
So,
The size of your tummy, they also say that the size of your tummy determines the length of your life. The bigger your tummy, the shorter your life. The bigger your waistline, the shorter your life. The bigger your hip, the shorter your life. And the thing is that in
don't
some
traumatize me,
cultures,
Marva. I like some
yes.
hips, don't traumatize me.
I'm telling you, and the thing is that hip, that hip and that overweight is glorified in some cultures, but it shouldn't be. Now, I'm not saying that everybody's body type and body shape is gonna be slender and lean. That's not what I'm saying. But if your BMI, your body mass index is high, your weight for your height, if it's over a certain range and it puts you in overweight and obesity, then your lifespan is likely to be shortened.
But Marva, in those cultures where the bigger women are more glorified, these bigger women are definitely in better health than the bigger women here in the United States.
Yes, well, the thing is that it depends on the culture.
Yes.
Many other cultures, these bigger women walk, for example. They walk for exercise all the time. Here in the US, folks don't walk; they drive everywhere. If they want to see their neighbor 2 blocks over,
they're gonna drive.
They drive. If you notice, a lot of young people, they can barely walk. I go to Walmart and the other supermarkets, and I see young people. I look at them; they can tell they're young, and they're in scooters.
Crazy.
Okay, they cannot walk because their knees are shut from the overweight, or their hips are shut from the overweight. So there are some cultures where the women are big, but they're in pretty good shape because they walk a lot. And what they eat. They're not eating bacon and they're not eating sausage. They might be eating yam and potatoes and spinach and things like that. Okay, so it's not it depends on the situation.
Yes.
And
but
and
definitely it's not the ones that we see here in the United States, because these women that we have in the United States, not just women. I lent to women just because of the cultural thing, but people on a whole in Europe and parts of Europe and the United States that are facing this situation of obesity. Believe me.
Not just obesity. What I see very common now is not just obesity; it's morbid obesity. Morbid obesity. Women and men who can't even see their navel.
Feet. They can't see
their feet, or their navel or feet. Yes, they can, and they cannot. Many of them cannot bend down and wash their. I mean, it is pretty bad. And I tell you something, the colleague of mine that I was talking to today, that told me that her hubby lost over 30 pounds in 2 weeks just by changing the way not starving himself now.
Mm-hmm.
He's not starving himself. He just changes the way he eats and cut out the unhealthy carbs, like the donuts and things like that. And they're cooking at home. She was telling me about someone that she knows. She knows a couple of people. I used to work in the bariatric ward at Florida Medical Center many years ago. And at that time, they were spitting out bariatric patients by the drove. It's just that now they have a lot more physicians that are doing it. At that time, it was just a couple.
Yes.
But even then, they used to have big billboards high up in Fort Lauderdale advertising it. And now I think the insurance companies are actually paying if the physician can build a case that if the patients have the bariatric surgery, it's not cosmetic, that it will help to reverse the diabetes, because the insurance companies are spending so much money on diabetes care. It will help to reverse high blood pressure and stuff like that, because the patient will lose weight. So they build that case, and then the insurance will pay the $30,000 or more for the because many years ago the surgery was $30,000. So I'm sure it's a lot more now.
Yes.
And now and also, Kevin, many of these physicians are financing the gastric bypass.
Yes.
So even if the insurance doesn't pay, a patient can finance at $20,000 for the rest of their life. They'll be paying probably.
Right.
You know, but I was saying that this lady was telling me that a friend of hers decided to do the gastric bypass because the other friends had done it. And she was encouraging the person, why don't you try what my husband did? Because he's not starving himself and blah, blah. And the man decided to try it. And then he came back 2 weeks after that and said, I'm going to do the surgery. But the thing is that folks don't realize that with every surgery, there's a high mortality risk.
Yes.
There's a mortality risk, period. I wouldn't say high or low. There's a mortality risk. When you are put under anesthesia, you could die. The anesthesiologist tells you that.
Yes.
You could die.
And you sign a piece of paper to it.
Exactly. You sign a piece of paper. When you have the surgery, you could have infection, you could die. And many people die from complications related to gastric bypass. But they would rather go the easy way and go under the knife. Those who decide to do something about it.
Again, because we live in an instant society. So we want instant food and we want instant better health.
Yes.
When it took us years to get to this point.
That's the thing. And a lot of times these very people who go under the knife and spend so much money, they go back to eating, because even though you have the surgery, you can't eat where you used to. You just can't, because you can't eat sugar or very little sugar, because you get what's called the dumping syndrome, where you have sweating and you feel like you're fainting. Okay, and you can't eat large portions of food either, because your stomach is now probably the size of your thumb.
Yes.
So what some folks do is they go back to eating the unhealthy food. And they eat, and they also go back to eating large quantity. They gradually increase the amount, and the stomach stretches to accommodate the larger portion, and they end up gaining back the weight.
Going right back to where they started, right back to Jump Street. It's crazy.
So that's not the answer. It's not the answer.
And the funny thing is, you're gonna go to do surgery to make your stomach smaller when you can just start eating smaller quantities to make your stomach smaller.
That's right, because as you eat smaller quantities, your stomach will shrink. Although I did hear a physician say that, clearly he didn't understand. But yes, your stomach will shrink, because your stomach is a muscle.
Exactly.
So the more you stretch that muscle, or maw, as our poor parents used to say, you stretch your maw. You eat too much food and you stretch your maw.
Boy, people think that when I say these things, sometimes I'm just going off because here's an article and I want to make some people nervous, or I want to split hairs on an issue. Listen, here you have on the phone someone that lived it, someone that has gone to the point where she her family was looking to say goodbye. And now she's encouraging many people so that they can live healthier lives. Like I said, the Facebook group, The Doctor in You, and so appropriately named too, Marva. Thank you for creating that group. Because if we don't listen to what our bodies are telling us, how are we going to tell the doctors when we go visit what is going on? So the doctor is really in you. A doctor can't tell you what is going on unless you tell them. So you have to recognize it first. And
another thing that another thing that I said to the lady today, and I'm going to say it, and I say it all the time. Our bodies the Bible says, we are fearfully and wonderfully made.
yes,
No scientist, no doctor, no research person, no one fully understands the body. The body is a mystery. But the body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and the body is well able to heal itself. I don't heal my body, the doctors don't heal. The body heals itself.
none of them drugs that they
Okay?
prescribe.
No, the body heals itself. When you get a cut on your finger and that body and that finger bleeds for a couple of minutes and then it starts clotting, you didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Okay? So if you want that bleeding to clot quicker, you could put some cayenne pepper on it, you could put some pressure on it or something like that, right? Okay? Well, if you give your body the right tool, meaning appropriate nutrition, healthy foods, you get off that sofa and go walk and do some exercise. You go to your bed at a reasonable time and get adequate sleep. You reduce your stress level and you get some fresh air and you take care of yourself. Then your body is going to take care of itself.
Exactly.
Because that's what the body is about, survival. The body wants to survive.
Indeed.
Okay? And so, but you have to give it the tool. And that's why you have the doctor in you, because the breath that gives life to this body, okay, is in you. That's life. So that's the doctor in you. The blood which gives life is within you. That's a doctor in you.
Yes.
But we've got to do our part by giving our bodies the tool to survive and to thrive and to be healthy and to be strong. And we need to disempower the food industry, the drug industry, the healthcare industry, and take back our health. There is a sign that's on the public hospitals in Jamaica that says, your health is your responsibility. And I add, you better take care of it.
Indeed. You mentioned tools. You have authored 2 such tools for us that can help us to be in a better frame of mind and to help our bodies to be in a better state. And they're your 2 books, Eat, Sleep, Meditate, which we've spoken about extensively and can't stop. It's like basic instructions before leaving Earth, kind of a thing. it's Eat, Sleep, Meditate, and Share. Simple, the acronym Share. Simple, healthy, easy, inexpensive recipes. Where can people get these tools?
Okay, and I have also written a 3rd tool. It's completed, it's been edited, and the lady who's going to do, I'm putting a lot of images in there of my fine looking body exercising and things like that.
I didn't know the 3rd one was finished.
It's finished, and I am hoping to have it live on Amazon for Christmas. If not for Christmas, definitely before before the New Year resolutions start.
Awesome.
And it's a simple. It's gonna be called lose weight and keep it off for good. Okay, because excess weight is connected to most, if not all, chronic health issues such as heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, fatty liver, kidney diseases. So it's important. And people go on every year, they make these New Year's resolutions, and they, by March or April, it just goes through the window. And weight loss and keeping it off for good is not complex. So I want to show folks how they can do it, lose that weight, get to their ideal weight, and keep it off for
Yes.
good. And all my books are available. My name is Marva Riley, and my books are available on Amazon, Target, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, my website, rnmarvariley.com. And if you Google my name, I see Books a Million. It's in the libraries in Jamaica and also in the public libraries all over Georgia, in the Pines Public Library all over Georgia. I'm trying to get it into Florida libraries.
Nice.
But they're only $9.99 each, and they are perfect Christmas gifts. You should give the gift of health to your family and friends. They're easy to read, doable, practical, simple tips to help you to get healthy and stay healthy and to reclaim your health.
Yep, they're awesome, and I can't wait for the last one. See, look at Marva doing more things. I like that though.
I'm on fire to inspire, encourage, motivate, and educate people to become and remain the healthiest version of themselves.
Yes.
Because people don't have to live sick and lame. God didn't put us on this earth to be sick and lame. God put us on this earth to enjoy life and to live life to the fullest. It says that we may have life and have life more abundantly.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we comfortable being sick, because we're 60, we're impotent? No.
Yes.
Because we're 60, we're unattractive women.
Mm-hmm.
Or we're men with big, heavy bellies. Or we can't do the things we like to do. You can't kick football anymore, or go for a jog or walk without being short of breath. That's not the way God created you to be. God created you to have life, and to have life more abundantly, full of energy, and be able to dance and climb hill, and stoop.
Yeah.
And ladies to wear a tight dress and look fine and sexy.
Yeah,
why not?
I have no complaints there. None. No.
My brother, I'm going.
I thank you. I thank you again, Marva, for stopping by and sharing with us and giving us some encouragement and opening our eyes and giving a second voice to this subject of this mostly ultra processed food that is available to us so readily, and sometimes we're not aware that we're putting it in our bodies. Take care of yourself, Marva. Get some rest, because we know you're big on your rest. Like the book says, eat, sleep, meditate.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me, Kevin. God bless you. And keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Enlightening us. Take care.
All right. Catch up with you later.
Bye-bye now.
All right, bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marva Riley. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to put a little bit of a bow on this. There's a whole lot more information that I had on deck to give to you. But what Marva came in and gave to us was a whole lot better and a whole lot more. Not to say that this information is not relevant. But if you want to check it out, it's at foodtank.com. PROMOTIONAL.com, and there is some information that I also am going to share with you when we come back from the break, as it relates to some of the foods that we have in stores, from the less processed to the highly processed. All right, so stick around for that. Hey, Red Fox, how you doing? But yeah, all the time, you tell us about the meals that you've prepared and you have cooked them from scratch. So I am in your corner all the time. I tell you all the time, I'm going to come and raid your kitchen. Well, actually, I'm just going to knock on your door with a plate and wait. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. It's healthy love right here on the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. The information is good for everyone. So go ahead and share it. Those on Facebook Live, those on Clubhouse, we're going to part company with you guys as we take this break. One more comment here. Yeah, Marva's information is always on point. And go get her books. The two that are already out: Eat, Sleep, Meditate, and Share. Simple, healthy, easy, inexpensive recipes. Available everywhere. Just look up her name, Marva Riley. Look her up, check her out. Check out her website. Check out The Doctor in You on Facebook. If you're not into groups, this is one of the groups that you should be into. The Doctor in You. Really simple. Go to Facebook and find the group. All right. A couple more things as we go off on this break. A couple of things. Okay, let me get this up first. Coming up December 17th, those of you who are available, there's Feeding the Homeless, and it's happening downtown Broward at 10 East Broward Boulevard. That's where it is. And you can be a part of the group that has been feeding people. I've been out there a couple of times myself, and a friend of mine just started cooking in his garage one day and decided that he was going to start feeding people. If you want to contribute to the cause, you can go on Venmo and look for Marlon Dixon. On Cash App, you can send them money at Heavy Dino. That's $HEAVYDINHO 1976. On Zelle and PayPal, it's mgadixon23@hotmail.com. Go ahead, contribute a $10 here, or $5 here, or $5 there, and help someone get a good meal for Christmas. Yeah? It's December 17th, so it's coming up in another 2 Saturdays. Feeding the Homeless. And of course, you're encouraged to get the book, the audio book, narrated by yours truly, authored by Jonathan Field. It's called Empowered: Essential Concepts and Strategies Every Woman Should Know About Self-Defense. If you go to kevinstew.com, there is a copy of the book right there at the top of the page. Just click on it. It takes you to where you need to go to get your copy of the book. Just get it. Just listen to it. Gift someone with it. And we will all be that much happier because they will have the great information. And yes, I get something back from you purchasing the book too. So let's help each other. You get knowledge, or you gift somebody with some knowledge, and I get paid for it. Perfect. We'll be right back.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Ladies, lovers of the music, it is here, the brand spanking new album from Ed Robinson and Ian Sweetness, a tribute to Teddy Pendergrass. Amazing. 10 blazing tracks, 2 amazing singers going hit for hit, classic for classic. a tribute to Teddy Pendergrass, Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson. Oh man. It's out now. Available everywhere. iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your music, it is there. A tribute to Teddy Pendergrass, brand spanking new, Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson. Ladies, gentlemen, you've got to have this in your collection. Get it now. Available everywhere. Bruv, my last baby already gone off to college, mate. Is what this is send come gimme, man. It's a big album still, I love it. Big up Ed Robinson, Ian Sweetness, but this better come with a contraceptive.
It's Christine representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin's Chew and the night shift radio show. Yo, it thing at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin's Chew have the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin's Chew, believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the night shift radio show, Christine. It's a heart it up. Loud to the beast.
Sometimes I wonder, how did I make it through? Well, I had a feeling it'll be alright. Yeah. I looked to my God and He cleared the way through. He gave me the feeling it'll be alright. Sunny days are ahead. Torn apart to pieces, it'll be alright. And I can tell you that it won't take too long. Be strong, 'cause it'll be alright. 'Cause better days are ahead, better days ahead, yeah, ahead.
The sound of Miss China Nicole.
I'm walking in my faith, 'cause I have a
track called Supernatural.
And even if I fall hard, I get back up
And you know, that's the key to maintaining a healthy life. To know that if you fall down, you can get back up and get on again and get going. You don't have to get up, you don't have to lay there and just wallow in whatever it is that you think you're going through at that time. Yeah, it's real. That experience that you're having, it's real. But you can really move on from that too. Whatever it is, health-wise or psychological, emotional, you know, you can move on. You can get past it. You don't have to stay there. Thank you, China Nicole, for putting this song together, for recording it, for producing it, for putting it out there, because it means the world to many. Yeah? Alright, so Pat says I keep a lot of greens in the house. What kind of greens you keeping in the house, Pat? As in money, or are you talking about plant greens? And when you're talking about plant greens, are you talking about legal greens? All right, I'm just being given trouble right now. But I'm still coming to your house, but I'm still coming and I'm going to knock on the door with my bib on, ready. All right, I am coming. All right, just making you know. Red Fox, it's good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. We haven't spoken in ages. I need to, get in touch with you and bring you up to speed with some things. We need to chit chat. Yeah, cool. So I mentioned that I wanted to share some information with you guys. I may present this information again, the remainder of this information next week, depending on what is happening. But there's a lot more information here that I have ready for you that I wanted to share and discuss a bit. But I mentioned that the group had put together a database. So when you look at the foodtank.com article, it talks about a database that the Northeastern University had put together. Northeastern University. And so I went and checked out this database. And they have, like I said, 50,000 food items from Wally World, Target, and that wholesome place. And they categorize them. You have pizza, you have mac and cheese, you have soup, you have prepared meals and dishes, sausage and bacon, seafood, cookies, chocolate and candy, soft drinks, energy drinks, mixed drinks, coffee, juice, cakes, tea related, wraps, rolls, buns, muffins, bagels, popcorn, nuts, and seed snacks. You say seed snacks 5 times fast. Breakfast stuff, cereals. Remember, recently I did a broadcast and I titled it "Serial Killers." Yeah, look. So in all of these categories, they give you a breakdown with some of the foods. Now, I had looked at a couple of these categories. I had looked at the drink category and I looked at the popcorn category. Now, popcorn I thought wasn't really interesting, so I jumped on the popcorn category to see what I could see. And they take you down or through a list of randomly sampled foods and beverages from least processed to ultra processed. And let me tell you something. From time to time you mention, people would say, boy, I don't get store brands because they are knockoffs of the genuine thing. Well, Great Value yellow popping corn is the least processed popcorn you can find in stores. And again, they went through and got these items from 3 different stores. So you're talking about the 3 main stores that people will go shopping: Walmart, Target, Whole Foods. Great Value, the store brand, the off brand, yellow popping corn, the least processed of popcorns. So this beats out Jolly Time, Skinny Pop. It beats out Pop Secret. It beats out what's another one of the Orville Redenbacher. It beats that out. What else does it beat out? I'm looking for. It beats out the Smart Food Party Size. What's this? White cheddar popcorn. It beats that out. That is 53. So it gives it a number And I guess that's a degree to how much processing it goes through, or a percentage of processing, whatever the number that it gives. So the great value yellow popping corn was 0. Smart food. You hear the name? Smart food. And this is how you get tricked sometimes. This one has a number of 53. Go down the list. And that was the least processed smart food. Popcorn. The most processed popcorn in this list is actually a smart food. Well, actually, yeah. So you have two that are tied. Smart food, caramel and cheddar mixed flavored popcorn, the 7-ounce bag. That's 99, but that's at the number 99. The highest you can get is 100. So that's at 99. And there is G&H Creators cheese and caramel mix. And that one is also a 99. So, don't knock the great value products, because some of them are really good. The pasta noodles and couscous category. Number 1 on the list has a number 4. So it's all in green and just a little piece in red to show that it is least processed. And that has a 4 in processing. And that's a 7 Hills fusilli pasta. I don't know that brand. I can't say I know that brand. I can't say that I've seen that brand anywhere. But I probably might have to go look for it. Because I myself, I'm a pasta eater. And going down the list, when I get to Barilla, that's the Barilla Classic Blue Box Rotini is 22. That's the number of that they put to the processing that was done to it. What's at the bottom of this list? Let me see what's at the bottom of this list. Because Barilla is one of the common ones. Annie's pasta with hidden veggies mac pasta is 100. Fully processed. I don't think I can emphasize the fully anymore. Processed. Juice. Let's take a quick look at that one before we go off into musical therapy. Least processed on the juice list is Fuel for Fire mixed berry fruit and protein smoothie. This one it's a Walmart product, so you can find it at Walmart. Fuel for Fire mixed berry fruit and protein smoothie, and that one is a number 2 on the process list. Let me see one of the. Okay. On this one has a process number of 8. V8 juice, low sodium, 100% vegetable juice, plant-based, low sodium drink, the 64-ounce bottle. That has a 8. A process number of 8. And Naked Juice Boosted Smoothie Blue Machine, that has a process number of 9. What else do I have on this list? Let me go down to the bottom of the list. Organic mango passion flavored juice blend. And it says simply balanced. The process number on that? 99. And you see what the label says. Organic mango passion fruit flavored juice blend. Now, I want you to pay attention to some of the words that are used here. Fruit flavored juice blend. So you have flavor. Okay, so the blend, yeah, it tells you that there's a mixture. but the fruit flavored, the mere fact that they put flavored in there, if it's mango passion, then it should taste like mango passion. You don't have to think about it. But they told you exactly what it is. A flavor that they added to this beverage. And so, you have to really think about what it is that you're consuming. So the invitation is extended here in the chat. So it's a Zoom presentation, a private Zoom presentation, and you can contact me, and I will contact you. I'll put you in touch with them, with Pat. She is extending this invitation, and so you can jump on to the YouTube chat right now. Go to kevinstew.com, and instead of going into the stew pot and I'm putting your message there, just click on the YouTube feed, because there are 2 feeds that you can watch on kevinstew.com. So if you go right now, you can interact with Pat directly, and she can give you a little bit more information about this Zoom link, this Zoom meeting. And this is about the microbiome and the major impact that it has on your health. I have talked a lot about the gut health extensively, and I probably will never stop talking about it or going in that direction. There are so many things that we are bombarded by in the news when it comes to our health. And we think that the news agencies have our best interest at heart. Well, the news agencies have their advertising interests at heart. And so you kind of really have to take what they give us with a grain of salt. Take the news and then do your own research, because you can't fail by doing your own research and coming up with your own findings, because not all information is presented to you, and not all the information will be presented to you the right way either, because the emphasis shifted from one part of a sentence to another changes that sentence completely. Going back to this juice list, courtesy of truefood.tech, this database that Northeastern University students had put together, just above the very last one on the list. So the all the juices that they had checked, the one that is most processed, the one that is just 1 point less than 99 at 98, is a cranberry blend 100% juice. Let me say that again. Cranberry blend 100% juice. And tying that, no lie, 3 points less. So a 95 process number. 100% apple juice. I'm not making this up. Great value cranberry apple juice cocktail is at 94. And this bothers me because I really enjoy cranberry juice. And to know that cranberry juice is more processed than Kool-Aid jammers is mind-boggling. It's disturbing. Because cranberry juice is supposed to work well for someone like me, being a man. Because cranberry juice is good for the prostate. And so I'm going to go into the store and look for my bottle of cranberry juice. And because my budget is one of them tight budgets, one of them vice grip type budget, I'm going to go and say, all right, let me go get I go to Walmart and I'm going to pick up a great value cranberry juice cocktail. And I like the grape flavor. So the great value cranberry grape juice cocktail has a process number of 93. And Kool-Aid Jammers blue raspberry artificially flavored have a process value of 92. One not better than the other. And I can tell you, I stopped drinking Kool-Aid years ago. I used to, as a child, lick out the Kool-Aid pack. I don't know if anybody else used to do that. Put water in it and shake it up and drink the last of it because I'm getting everything out of my Kool-Aid. Crazy. But these are the things that we're drinking. You know the 365 brand? Organic shelf-stable juice cranberry juice cocktail. Well, it has an 87 process number. So you'd think that is good. Let me go back to the top of this juice list because we for the most part, a lot of us are juice drinkers. So V8, Naked Blue Machine, Lakewood, Carrot Ginger Turmeric. I would say, yeah. Let me go with the Carrot Ginger Turmeric because I think I've had that Lakewood before. You can get that one at Whole Food. And yeah, I would go with that. Hey, here is something that we can definitely work with. Dole 100% pineapple juice is only 20. It only has a 20 process number. I can work with that. The Naked Juice Fruit Smoothie Strawberry Banana. I had one of these, about a little over a week ago. And I loved it. It's 21 on the process number. So, you and again, truefood.tech. Check it out. Go look at some of these products that and some of them might be things that you're actually buying on a regular. And you probably buy them because throughout time, from time immemorial, your mother used to probably buy it, and you started buying the same product too. Because back then, this was the product to have. This was the brand to have. But now people are looking deeper into these brands and putting the information out there. So you can go and check what it is that you have in your pantry and the amount of processing that goes into that to see how close to whole foods you are consuming. That way, we can start to make steps to have healthier, longer lives. And we can move away from the processed foods, especially the ultra processed food, because every food pretty much have to go through some level of processing. But the ultra processed foods, that is where the real danger is.
Now here comes another musical transmission. Roots operation.
Jumping into musical therapy. Kicking it off with Marty Dread. Working out with President Brown. The track is called No to Monsanto.
Say we're living in a crucial time. Mother Nature in serious decline. Not to mention the war and crime. Millions of people in need.
You're the one said.
More people than we can feed. Couple that with their corporate greed. Monopoly for the people to see. First they tried to kill the weed, now they want to control the seeds. We say no, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. I hear the people cry.
Oh, the people say so to big money corporation, monopolizing global food production. GMO is not for human consumption. Oh.
A call to action to one and all. We got to make Monsanto. No, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. Hey. This is deeper than dollars and cents. Mr. Politician got no common sense. They're sowing seeds of pestilence. Revolution is sure to follow. Revolution. So we are here to say it's time to go. You and your bloody GMO. It may be a David and Goliath thing. We will protest and we will sing. No, no, say no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. I hear my people say, we say no, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. They got it, go.
They got a vocal sound, chant them down, like how David's to Goliath with a sling and a stone. Songs of rebellion, play this on the station, inform the nation, got the situation, call to action, immediate attention is needed, together as one. We the people got the right to live, people want to live without being a science project or a guinea pig. They say no food shall be grown that they don't own. We come together, chant them down.
We say no, no, no to Monsanto. Everybody say no, no, no to Monsanto. No, no, they say no to Monsanto.
Don't you ever let down your guard, and no matter what the heathen say, you
This is the sound of Originai.
stop living your lives the Bible.
It's called Don't Let Down Your Guard.
You ever let down your guard? We burn out the heathens like every day. You ever let down your guard? No, 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 no. Living your lives in hypocritical matters. Hypocrisy rule was overshadowing the truth. Fighting this battle mentally and physically. Segregation is us from rallying the truth. Look all around you, there's a war going on. It's all the rich oppress the poor, and this I just cannot ignore. Press for the mark and keep your eyes on the goal. It means inevitable that we regain full control. And don't you ever let down your guard, and it don't matter what the heathen say. Don't you ever let down your guard. Stop living your life the Babylonian way. Don't you ever let down your guard. We burn out the heathens like every day. Don't you ever let down your guard. No, 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 no. They are headed for a systematic meltdown, and there's nothing they can do to stop the movement of time. Transformation days are changing the weather. So the energy is off, and so it's not get no better. Running around as if they are the creators of it all. It won't be long before Babylon falls. Crumbling down, see their destruction will be of their own. Don't you get caught in this Babylon zone. And don't you ever let down your guard, and no matter what the heathen say, don't you ever let down your guard. Stop living your life the Babylonian way. Don't you ever let down your guard. We want know the Eden's like every day.
The five senses of man lead them to understand that we're living in a hologram. That is his greatest conclusion.
This is on a Teacher D.
The wisest of men debating again.
It's called The Big Bang.
Creation was a big bang, a very big bang that grew into a great inflation. What is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? Give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life. I mean say, what is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? Give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life. Then you observe with the scientists who are trying to learn. Them have the photons a turn and a turn. A lot of energy a burn. A lot of energy a burn. They're still uncertain what the photons do. So them call this the uncertainty principle. The double slit won't admit the nature of life. The nature of life. But I say, what is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? Give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life. I mean say, what is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? Give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life. If I should tell them, the same ones in that profession, explain to them this song, and I told them there was nothing, and then a big bang, a beautiful song with melodies so strong, the bass and the drum working together from nothing to create this beautiful song. They would say I'm a madman. What is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? You give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life. I mean say, what is for Caesar? Yes, you give back to Caesar. Oh, what is for Jah? You give to Jah. You can't rob the Most High. So don't you try with your life, with your life.
When will the world come back again?
This is new music from Neri.
When can the people have food to eat again?
It's called Prisoner of This World from his new EP,
When can
Different Sides of Me.
some reggae music again? 'Cause I wanna sit, laugh and talk with friends. Yeah, yeah. It feels like I'm in chains. I'm in chains, yeah. Someday I know I'm gonna break loose again. Break loose again. I'm a prisoner of this world. Yes, I am. Say I'm a prisoner of this world. I'm a prisoner of this world. Say I'm a prisoner of this world. Freedom, freedom is a must, I know. Take the chains off my feet and let me go. Eyes upon me everywhere we go. Take the chains off my hands and let me go. It will be long, but not forever. Free up the system, but no free up the system. Look how long we are holding pressure. Want it to take to the bench, ready, take to the good. I'm in a hurry to do the things that I used to do. So don't you ever take freedom for granted. No, 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 no. Yeah. I'm a prisoner of this world. Yes, I am. Say I'm a prisoner of this world. You better believe I must slide on. Eyes upon me everywhere we go. Take the chains off my feet and let me go. Take the chains from off my feet. Take them off, take them off, take them off, take them off.
So Pat, you know when I come for dinner, I stay in for breakfast, right?
I relate the feeling that you're feeling when the feeling come around.
Cornmeal, oatmeal, banana porridge, plantain porridge, all them porridges. Yeah, definitely. Staying overnight. But after eating, after you're cooking, all I going to do is take a walk and come back and go sleep. So you have a choice. You're going to have to give me breakfast. The zone of the ATF band in the background. It's called Irie High.
I hope you're feeling high.
As Pat says, the kind of greens that she keeps around: Brussels sprouts, broccoli, spinach, collard greens, collard kale, cabbage. Should have any other greens. Boy, I don't know how to feel about you again after Pat. This is son of a G.
Can't play your games. I've gotta keep it real.
It's called keeping it real.
If you stick around long enough, you know how I feel. A heart is not a plaything. you know? Gotta make a decision. Will you stay or go? I'm a patient person, but I don't have all year. If you have to go, my heart will mend, my dear. You're a beautiful lady, that's what they all say. You get a lot of attention each and every day. I know you enjoy this, sometimes you even flirt. It's sad that you don't know what life is really worth. A heart is not a plaything, don't you know? Gotta make a decision. Will you stay or will you go? I'm a patient person, but I don't have all year. If you have to go, this heart will mend, my dear. Time is so precious and I have none to waste. You got to be conscious, girl, if you wanna share my space. I won't play your games, I've gotta keep it real. I need to know your answer, this will be your deal. Hey, a heart is not a plaything, don't you know? Gotta make a decision. Will you stay or will you go? I'm a patient person, I don't have all year. If you have to go, my heart will mend, my dear.
In this time of confusion, we've got to find a solution. And in a time of heightened sensitivity, I'm calling on you, pure humanity.
Oh yes, alright, oh yes.
This is music from Zapology.
Yeah, yeah.
Track called Midnight.
Midnight, bustling. Another human dying, just another midnight, bustling. And I feel like crying, just another midnight, bustling. Just a little fuss around the corner, just another midnight, bustling. Oh, I'm gonna fix it in the morning. What's to be has got to be. And if you rule your destiny and you can fight and find your way, you live to fight another day, another midnight, bustling. Oh, we are gonna fix it in the morning. It's another midnight, bustling. Oh, I'm gonna fix it while you're waiting. Just another midnight, bustling. Just a little fuss around the corner. Just another midnight, bustling. Oh, I'm gonna fix it in the morning. Rise and face reality. Rise up and decide your destiny. And rise and let's get serious. Rise and don't be envious. Another midnight, bustling. Oh, yeah.
And it's approaching midnight right here in South Florida.
Midnight.
Approaching that time where I say good night.
Oh, I'm gonna fix it while you wait.
I want to say thanks to my affiliates, One Harmony Radio Island Worldwide, NIE Radio, Reggae Pulse Radio, PEMGTV.com, Zeno FM. Thank you. Thank you to my segment sponsors. Thank you to you all, listeners. Thank you to Marvel for calling in. As we part company, remember, look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. Those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Stew, so I'd like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right here, kevinstew.com, 10 p.m. Eastern. And this is where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. I'm wishing you all a good morning, a good afternoon, a good day, good evening to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you all a good night. Take care of yourselves until we meet again and we do this all over again. Which, all being well, is tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here for Real Talk. Take care of yourselves. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Take care. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.